So last week we got an absolutely massive community crunch, which was the ASA product roadmap for everything that is coming for the Ark franchise in 2026 and 2027. This year we're getting Genesis Part 1, but it is going to be a pirate DLC, part of Bob's True Tales, called Tides of the Fortune. Now, I did do a video on this about 8 days ago. I think it maybe even be 10 days ago or something like that now. But we have got even more information on how this DLC is going to work. But also, I'm going to be talking about something and actually showing you guys some old gameplay from back in the day of Atlas, which was a old game that Studio Wildcard tried to launch, which was pirate inspired. And it sounds like they're going to be using lots of old assets from what Atlas used to be. So we're going to get into today's video. If you do enjoy it, drop a like and subscribe. It seriously supports me, and let's get on with the video. So yes, for any of you wondering, this is the official logo and artwork for Bob's True Tales Tides of the Fortune. Looks very cool. So let's dive in to what we know about this and new things that have been revealed. So Bob's True Tales Tides of the Fortune. Continue the journey of Bob and Mika after the events of Lost Colony as they seek out the Ever Cave, where ancient secrets have been buried. Meanwhile, on a revamped Genesis Part 1, enjoy a rollicking maritime on adventure over a map-wide ocean biome with real water physics, customizable pirate ships, randomized semi-procedural islands and fortresses, and big naval battles across the high seas. So this DLC is truly shaping up to sound like something exciting, especially with the random islands and fortresses, the real water physics with, like, you know, heavy waves that could end up damaging your boat, and the new customizable pirate ships. But it got a lot of people thinking, what does this remind me of? I talked about this in my other video, and that is right, of course, Atlas, which was a failed game by Studio Wildcard. So we've come over to the official Atlas YouTube channel. There's not much of this game still around in the sense of lots of things did get pulled offline from what I saw, but this was the Atlas extended length gameplay trailer. So they go on to say, from the creators of Ark Survival Evolved comes Atlas, a massively multiplayer first and third person fantasy pirate adventure. Atlas will host up to 40,000 players exploring the same globe simultaneously, and yeah, I mean, one thing I want to say from this is it's not like they're copying and pasting this game into ASA. I'm sure they're porting lots and lots of this into the idea for Bob's True Tales, and I personally, I said this in my other video, I don't have a problem with them doing this. I think, you know, why waste old assets if they can actually make a good stake and stake their claim in the game. But so they say stake your claim in this endless open world as you conquer territory, construct ships, which again is I'll show you guys that it sounds like this is going to be very similar to what we're going to get with the Bob's True Tales. Search for buried treasure, assemble forts, plunder settlements, and hire a crew to join your powerful armada. Start small, then expand your spheres of influence from a small island up to an unstoppable pirate empire that spans across the oceans. Wage battle against enemy fleets as you single-handedly command large ships of war using the captaining system, or divide up responsibilities among your trusted lieutenants, or take direct control of any weapon. Dive deep into the briny water to explore permanent sunken wrecks and recover salvage, unearth the loot from the procedurally generated treasure maps and zones, or complete challenging main quest lines. Team up with other aspiring adventurers and sail into the vast ocean to discover new lands rich with region-specific elements. In Atlas, you will tame exotic, natural, and mythical creatures, raid forgotten tombs, and confront powerful and ancient gods, and even build and command your colonies, cities, civilizations to dominate the Atlas in this ultimate quest for fortune and glory. Ready ye sea legs and leave the landlubbers behind. Atlas set sail on Steam Friday, the 21st of December. They made a whole new Twitter, they made a whole new Twitch, they made a Facebook, they had a Discord, they had a Reddit, everything. And yeah, it just didn't do very well. It was very, very unoptimized when it launched, but it was a very good idea. And this is the thing, and something I also saw in Atlas, I didn't play it long enough to really, I bought the game, went to play it, and it was just such a mess that I didn't play more than day 1/day 2 of it. So that was really it for me. But I noticed something in this trailer as well, which made me think of the Astraeus launch. So let's dive into this. Right, so we're going to watch this now, and I'm going to be pausing it at random points just because I want to mention a few bits as we're going through this, but let's enjoy it. Now, interestingly, a lot of the creatures, as you can see, are very similar to Ark. It's very, very similar. And even, can you see this bison thing? I mean, I don't know if it's a bull, but it is so much like the bison we got with Ragnarok just recently. Again, very, very, very similar. Rafts. I mean, there was giraffes. That was one of the buggiest things for me. The giraffes were like, there was like 20,000 of them spawning. Elephants. So this here is a massive part, if we go back here, to what I'm expecting to see, you know, with the ocean and the waves. You know, there's more technology nowadays. This was 2018/2019. Like, you know, there's gonna be, the waves are gonna, everything we're seeing here is awesome, and it looks so cool. And I remember watching this trailer when I was younger. But it, you know, you can imagine what we're gonna actually see in the near future with this. Right. So this, again, more of the things that we notice. There's random fortresses, there's random islands, you know, randomly sort of developed islands that I think we're going to come across, like as said with Bob's True Tale. So this, a lot of the stuff we're watching here is going to be a very, very good idea of what to expect when the actual Gen 1 DLC. And it looks very similar to what the Gen 1 ocean biome used to look like. So, something you may notice here is Medusa was actually in this DLC, and I never really knew whether this was complete. Because I didn't play Atlas, I didn't know whether this was just the one that was imported into Astraeus, but that would be interesting to find out, actually. But yeah. So that, again, you know, customizable ships. This is kind of the thing that I'm expecting is going to happen. You're going to be able to construct and create your ships and then unload them off at a dock, what that you create. I think this is going to be very, very, very similar to, obviously way more features, but this is going to kind of be the idea of what to expect. Now, what does that remind you of? Aberration? Yeah, so I do expect potentially them to release the Kraken in this DLC. Of course, we've got the Gen 1 Moda, or Moda, or however you said the boss name. I always said Moda, but I really expect to see the Kraken come for this DLC. I just see it. So yeah, and then they go on to just show like the mod support from what you're able to do with this. But I've got a few words on this now. So personally, I really, really love the idea of this, and I think why not reuse assets if you can make something good out of it? I do understand when people say, oh, you know, I'm getting frustrated with reskins and things like that, but this is something totally different. This was a game they tried to create, which should have, everyone said for years, should have been an Ark DLC, right? And it had so much potential, so many good ideas in it, and it was fun. I mean, in the end, I ended up watching it more than I actually ended up playing it, as I said to you guys. But the whole idea behind it and the mechanics were absolutely fantastic. They just couldn't get the stability and the game like working properly, and it just died. It just died so quickly because of those issues. And I really believe if Studio Wildcard can learn from the mistakes they made from Atlas and prepare it with all of the new technology, because you have to remember as well, this launched December 2018. So what we're talking about, you know, December 2019, December 2021, December 2022, December 2023, December 2024, December 2025. 7 years ago, this launched. 7 years ago. And you have to go to think how far the technology has grown over time. And that's why I just think there is so much potential to see this DLC grow and become a serious part of the Ark community. And yes, I agree with you guys, you know, what happened to Ark is all about dinosaurs. And Ark has never all been about dinosaurs. Someone did say to me, well, Wildcard sell the game as a dinosaur survival game. And I do agree with that, because that is how the game begun. But the story behind it was never the way Wildcard always wanted to keep it. And I think one of the things with Ark that I love is they can expand into so many different non-canon like kind of journeys, and I like that. I want more of that. There's a Dragontopia DLC coming out that's not canon to the story, but it adds so much more content and new ways to play the game. Who wants to play a game exactly the same way over and over and over again for 10 years, 11 years? No one really wants to do that. There may be some people that wants to do that, but over time people are going to get bored. It doesn't mean that you can go back and it doesn't mean you can't go back and play the Ark you know and love. It just gives you so many alternative ways to play, and I personally really like that, and I think we've got a seriously exciting DLC to come.